without delay, and I would like to introduce our first keynote speaker for the conference, Jose Chirino. And this is our pleasure to introduce him. Jose Chirino is a really excellent background. He's become chair of the American Chemical Council Automotive team in the spring of 2019. The American Chemical Council Automotive team is the pre-competitive forum of plastic industry expert, promoting broader polymer solution and of the automotive industry. I am really excited about this talk because it's talking about the roadmap that we all need. And a little bit about the Jose's background. He's the technical director for the high performance material business unit in the LANXESS Corporation and leading the American's technical team on the development of new products, application, engineering, plastic in automotive, electronic industries. He has the 20 years of experience in the plastics and encompasses spectrum of production to end products and design through application development with various polymers such as polyurethanes, polycarbonate, polyesters, and polyamides. And these are really important polymers for automotive applications. Jose holds degree chemical engineering from the National Autonomous University of Mexico. And today, and it's a great pleasure with Jose, it will address the American Chemical Council's 2020 Plastics and Automotive Technology Roadmap, included lightweight plastics and composites role in vehicle and passenger safety, their essential contribution to megatrends like autonomous driving and latest shaping. Jose, it's podium yours, and thank you so much for your support. Please.
So thank you for the introduction, Alper. And hopefully everyone can hear me and see me. It is my first virtual conference, so I'm excited to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today about the future of the automotive plastics and polymer composites industry. As you all know, these materials are integral to automotive design. Every quality of the modern vehicle, from safety and performance to efficiency and aesthetics, relies on plastics and increasingly on polymer composites to meet the ever-evolving consumer expectations. Now, a revolution is underway in personal mobility that is driving automakers to rapidly invent solutions suited to an autonomous, connected, electrified, and environmentally responsible automotive future. To do so, automotive designers need new material solutions, and advanced plastics and polymer composites will be essential on the journey to the future of mobility. To unleash the full potential of plastics and polymer composites, industry partners must work together, including material providers, automotive OEMs and suppliers, as well as academic and national laboratory researchers and government agencies. And we have been doing just that for the past 20 years through the leadership of the American Chemistry Council. ACCE first published a roadmap in 2001, outlining a vision for plastics as key solutions for the automotive industry. Then again, in 2014, offering an industry-wide strategy to help the automotive industry cost-effectively enhance safety, reduce weight, and improve the performance of vehicle designs through 2030. While much of the 2014 roadmap remains relevant, radical new changes in the automotive landscapes demanded an updated strategy that will provide automakers with the necessary material solutions needed to address these megatrends. And now in 2020, ACCE is launching its newest roadmap. It was developed again, working closely with the automotive industry, research community, and government agencies. A 2-year undertaking resulting in an industry-led perspective on the research, technology, and workforce development needed to deliver OEMs with the material solutions that will transform mobility over the next 5 years and beyond. And today, I'm pleased to share with you this roadmap's findings and recommendations. Radical change is happening in the way people use automobiles to move from one place to another. Transformative technological, cultural, and economic megatrends are converging to reshape personal mobility, creating a demand for the new material solutions that plastics and polymer composites are ready to provide. Advanced plastics and polymer composites will be essential in this journey to the future of automotive. There are several major megatrends, which you see here, and I'm guessing you'll be hearing throughout the conference today, causing a shift for the automotive industry. Whether it is improved battery technology, the proliferation of artificial intelligence, or growing global environmental concerns, all of these megatrends will play a role in shaping the future of personal mobility. And these megatrends require new ways of thinking about automotive innovation. To capture opportunities created by this transformation, we offer a new framework, the ACCESS framework. And ACCESS stands for autonomy, connectivity, circularity, electrification, shared mobility, and sustainability. The plastics and polymer composites industry is hard at work developing and rethinking materials and ways of creating them that can make automakers even most far-reaching ideas a reality sooner rather than later. On this slide, we see a few examples of the ways of polymers already help the automotive industry capture opportunities within the ACCESS framework. Plastics and polymer composites help safely add sensors, electronics, batteries to vehicles, and enabling automotive driver assist systems now, and someday soon, a fully autonomous vehicle. Lightweight polymers offset added weight from all the additional features, such as heavy batteries and redundant safety features for AVs. Polymer composites also enable the design of and seamless integration of high-value electronic content, such as sensors, transparent displays, ambient lighting aesthetics, voice-enabled IoT devices, and touch-sensitive switches. Composites will enable interior reconfiguration, including new occupant layout for autonomous vehicles, more inclusive access for elderly and disabled passengers, and improved wear and tear for shared and fleet vehicles. These materials will also play an important role to modernize transportation infrastructure, like establishing access to widespread charging stations, and by enabling technologies that communicate with vehicles, such as traffic flow monitors, stoplight timers, and lane diversion signals. Additionally, plastics and polymer composites will promote a more sustainable supply chain and vehicle designs. Advances in recycling technology, multi-material joining methods, and comprehensive life cycle assessment tools are allowing plastics to transition towards a more circular economy. For example, a study recently conducted by ACCE's Economic and Statistics Department found that investing in new chemical recycling facilities and operations could produce $9.9 billion in economic output and generate more than 38,000 jobs across the country. Although automotive plastics and polymer composites companies are already providing solutions that capture the areas outlined in the ACCESS framework, there's still many major opportunities that are too large and too far-reaching for any one company to solve alone, which is why progress in these areas requires the entire industry to work together. This includes resin producers partnering with automotive companies, government agencies, and academic researchers to conduct pre-competitive research, development, demonstration, and commercialization activities. Supplementing proprietary R&D efforts of individual companies with these types of collaborative efforts will produce the novel solutions automakers need to deliver the personal mobility of the future. Now, this roadmap identifies over 180 collaborative pre-competitive activities, as well as suggested timeframes through 2030 for addressing them. Some of these activities can be accomplished by the plastics and polymer composites industry, while others will require greater leadership and stakeholder engagement. Of these activities, we've designated a top 10 as the highest priority, which have the greatest potential to significantly accelerate the advancement of plastics and polymer composites and enable their integration into future mobility designs over the next 5 years. And here they are. Under autonomy, we see opportunities for plastics and polymer composites in flexible interiors, safety, sensors, and LiDAR. The roadmap highlights 2 priority activities under autonomy that could significantly accelerate the advancement of polymers and enable their integration into future vehicles. First, it calls for demonstrating the effectiveness of polymer components to enable autonomous vehicles to detect surroundings during poor weather conditions. And plastics and polymer composites are ideal for this application because they provide critical signal transparency needed for vehicles to see and be seen. Second, the roadmap calls for establishing material agnostic industry standards, permitting the use of innovative materials for lightweight mixed material assemblies. Automakers need standards in place that do not create unnecessary constraints on designing vehicles with safe and innovative material options. Next, within connectivity, there are opportunities for plastics and polymer composites in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, infotainment, software and data management, and transportation grid. We identified 1 priority activity under connectivity in the roadmap. Define material performance requirements needed to safeguard electrical and electronic system components so that composites producers can deliver innovative solutions in alignment with the design goals of automakers. For example, there should be clear definition of electromagnetic shielding and mechanical performance and durability standards. Under circularity, plastics and composites have the opportunity to play a significant role in improving collection and dismantling methods, facilitating the development of automotive life cycle assessment standards, enabling improved recovery and sorting techniques, and remanufacturing of components. In terms of circularity, we see 3 priority activities. First of all, establish an industry group or committee to identify and set LCA standards for automotive materials. Understanding the environmental impact of materials by driving the widespread acceptance and adoption of LCA standards will require across the board industry coordination and buy-in. Second, pursue high-speed, non-destructive testing and evaluation techniques for end-of-life sorting that can rapidly identify grades of plastics and polymer composites. This will be critical for enabling reuse and remanufacturing by helping end-of-life vehicle dismantlers divert automotive plastics from landfills to various recycling streams for new vehicle parts and components. And third, collaborate with state and local economic development groups and the automotive salvage industry on effective chemical and mechanical recycling strategies for non-commodity mixed plastics. Currently, collection activities are inconsistent, and industry-wide coordination is needed to improve recovery rates for end-of-life materials. Now, vehicle electrification provides a wide variety of opportunities for advanced plastics and polymer composites in hybridized vehicles and innovative propulsion systems. In our roadmap, we identified one priority activity under electrification that can increase the use of plastics and polymer composites. Increased collaboration efforts among NHTSA and key advocacy groups to develop collision test methods for vehicle battery systems. Standardizing certain crashworthiness tests across the automotive industry can accelerate the adoption of safe, high-performance materials for protecting EV batteries. Under shared mobility, plastics and polymer composites have the opportunity to play a significant role in the development of anti-odor, self-cleaning, and antimicrobial materials, enabling the hygienic and durable interiors needed for shared, fractional ownership, and ride-sharing vehicles. The roadmap highlights one priority activity under shared mobility. Conduct a demonstration project for advanced interior automotive plastics and polymer composites with high usage rates. Shared vehicles exhibit more wear and tear, and automakers will need longer lasting automotive materials that are more durable, hygienic, recyclable, and replaceable. Under sustainability, advanced plastics and polymer composites offer a unique balance of properties and are enablers for lightweighting, multi-material joining, and non-destructive evaluation. And finally, the roadmap highlights two priority activities under sustainability that would drive the use of plastics and polymer composites and enable their integration into future mobility design. Number one, demonstrate the performance benefits of structural adhesive joining techniques or plastic-based fasteners as means to easy maintenance, repair, and disassembly. Automakers are increasingly focused on designing vehicles for better recyclability, as well as simple and economic disassembly to extend vehicle lifespan, and to remanufacture recovered materials into new automotive components. And number two, develop embedded non-destructive failure and damage detection systems suitable for all polymeric material systems. These technologies can ensure safe and reliable vehicle operations by notifying drivers of immediate repair or replacement needs. So there you have it. Clearly, as the personal mobility revolution continues to evolve, the potential for delivering and capturing business value in the automotive sectors through material innovation has never been higher. The advanced plastics and polymer composite industry stands ready to work with automakers. And together, we can reach new levels of automotive performance and provide consumers with the transformational vehicle experiences of the future. While ACCE continues to serve as a steward for the implementation of the activities outlined in the roadmap, independent and coordinated action among stakeholders will remain critical. This includes industry partners, advanced plastics and polymer composite providers, automotive OEMs and suppliers, as well as academic and national laboratory researchers and government agencies. Leveraging our collective cross-sector expertise and resources is the best way to unleash the full potential of advanced plastics and polymer composites. Together, we can create the breakthrough automotive innovations needed for more affordable, accessible, sustainable, and environmentally responsible solutions for all. So what's next? ACCE is actively working with its member companies, partners in the automotive industry, the research community, congressional stakeholders, and federal agencies to steward the implementation of this roadmap. But we need your help. We need and welcome your participation, your partnership, your ingenuity, and your leadership. The future is bright for automotive plastics and polymer composites, and together we can become the preferred material for OEMs by enabling the transformative solutions that will revolutionize automotive mobility and solidify the US as the global leader for advanced mobility technologies. Of course, today was just a short overview of our roadmap. If you want, or you can find the full roadmap first of all at our exhibition booth. Please make sure you stop by. But also we have it online and automotiveplastics.com. You can find the full 2020 roadmap. And we certainly invite you to explore it. And when you decide to get involved, please contact us through Gina Oliver at the American Chemistry Council's Plastics Division. Thank you. And I think we have a few minutes for questions.
Jose, thank you so much. This is excellent presentation and give us some, the insight and what's going on in the composite industry and what we should think about for the next generation plastic materials. Absolutely right. Plastic amount is getting really big increase for automotive application. We were talking about 10%. Today is 15%. Maybe next 5-10 years, we are talking about 20% of the weight of the vehicle is going to plastic. It is really important. So thank you so much for finishing your presentation on time as well, Jose. And we have already 3 questions, Jose, for you. And I will start the first one. How can industry and stakeholders engage with the ACCE to share insights on the work we are doing around the roadmap objectives and support initiatives that others may be leading?
That's an excellent question and one that we obviously welcome. As we said, this roadmap has been just the start of the activities, and it's an updated roadmap. So we created one in 2014, and now in 2020 we're rolling this out. But we truly believe that when collaborating with all the value chain of automotive is when we can actually deliver on some of these activities. So first of all, I would welcome anyone to stop by at our virtual booth, and Gina's going to be there. I will stop by on and off, but we can set separate calls. You can review the whole roadmap with all the action items that we've identified, which I mentioned is over 180. The top 10 is what I presented today, but participation of industry is critical. And we have through ACCE and through federal funding, we have had many success stories where this collaboration has shown that moving the needle forward is step by step. But again, we do welcome and require your participation. So just feel free to reach out. We can have separate discussions, review the technologies that you have, match it with the activities that we're planning on that are already being funded or that we're planning on funding, and push the plastics and polymer composites industry in automotive further.
Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it for the answer. Jose, we will give you only 1 minute after this point for the answer because we have to stay on the timeline. And the next question is about the circularity and sustainability. And regarding to drive through circularity in materials, do you support mandated take-back legislation in which automotive OEMs would be responsible capturing end-of-life plastic for the recycling? And also follow up, and there is another question is about the inconsistency of the recycled plastic materials. And it seems that sometimes virgin plastic is cheaper than recycled plastic materials, and how this fluctuation can handle additional taxes for virgin plastic can be a solution. What do you recommend for automotive companies to be more sustainable?
That's an excellent question, and we as the ACCE and the plastics industry have been hard at work to address solutions for this global situation of plastic recycling. Now, from an automotive perspective, we have many opportunities for improvement in the end in recycling all the automotive components. But there's obviously many challenges. You want to have durable materials that will retain strength throughout the vehicle's life, but you want to have these materials be able to be recycled. Now, because it's such a complex topic, we cannot address it just individually, but ACCE, through the leadership of ACCE, we are in the process of actually rolling a smaller roadmap, just focusing on circular economy. So I know that in 1 minute, I won't be able to respond to the whole question, but what I invite you is that we are rolling out this circular economy roadmap in the coming months. And so please stay tuned. That roadmap will identify some opportunities on how to increase the circularity in automotive.
Thanks, Jose. Appreciate it. So, Jose, what do you think are the greatest barriers from a regulatory standpoint that need to be addressed to enable these initiatives to reach commercialization?
So I think that we as the plastics and polymer industry are focused on meeting all regulatory requirements, OEM demands or specifications, and we need to continue to do that. There's not one regulatory situation that is preventing plastics and polymers composites to grow. I think that it's again a group of regulations, of challenges that need to be addressed. And again, just to go back to the roadmap, the roadmap identifies like areas for advocacy activities that we also see as key to educate with our expertise to federal agencies like NHTSA, EPA, DOE, where we can provide these roadmap, which by the way, for the creation of the roadmap, all the federal government agencies, national labs, OEMs, all participated, and they also take this roadmap in consideration when they are funding their own R&D activities. So I would welcome the participation and reviewing the roadmap, and again reaching out to us with some of your thoughts about the activities and advocacy plans that we have listed there as well.
So Jose, I'm going to take the last questions, but it's a combination of the two questions. So what do you feel is the most critical barrier to overcome to make it a positive change to acceptance of composites? The similar type of questions. So what are the similarities and differences in terms of the role of composite do you see between urban air mobility and future of automotive industry?
So I think one of the key areas that we identified and had been identified back in 2014 was to have demonstration examples of plastics and polymer composites. And we worked together with the different industry leaders and with the ACCE. So for example, ACCE was the one of the outcomes of the activities that we had identified that would have the biggest impact. So being able to demonstrate that the technology is there, being able to demonstrate how to produce it, and to show the OEMs and the consumers and the whole value chain that it's feasible. I think that's been a good success factor. Now for the future, there's not one single activity that would prevent the further use of plastics and polymer composites. I think that there's a combination, but again, I think if we put together our heads, we can certainly come up with feasible solutions.
Jose, thank you so much. This is excellent presentation, and I think we have a really good question and answer section as well. And I really appreciate it for the questions. Jose, most importantly, thanks for your time. And I know how busy schedule you have. And I really appreciated all the insight. And this is really important for all the attendees, especially for the students, to learn what is next in terms of the composite materials.